hey, and thank you for clicking play. Yep, finally, it's quite fitting that this episode will fall between my birthday, which was at the end of November, and Christmas at the end of December. It's the best place in the year to have a birthday, I must confess. But as you would have seen in the pickups video months and months ago, I picked up this Atari Jaguar and I genuinely gave it to the wife and said, wrap this up. This is my birthday / Christmas present. She very gracefully let me unwrap both the Jaguar and the game that I purchased for it for my birthday, which is great. But this genuinely forms my main Christmas present. That's how it works. I used to be able to pull the wool over my mum's eyes, not so much the wife. But look, really grateful because these things aren't cheap these days, and quite bizarre because this is indeed obviously an underdog of a system. So let's unbox this. So this was from Beyond Retro. We'll put a link in the description and in the comments to their Facebook page. If you're in Perth, highly recommend. There's many retro shops around Perth, and this is one among many. But Beyond Retro, and Paul it was that posted this. I sent him a message as soon as it went up for sale, and obviously clearly grabbed it. But let's unbox it, let's have a look, and let's have a play with the system. But before we do that, I just want to let you know that I purchased the original. It was one of the first systems that I would have saved up my own money for, and I was saving to go to college at the time as well. And ironically, I actually worked for Game at the time, but Game were not stocking these. So I went to work for Game one particular morning with a pocket full of cash that I'd saved up, and at the end of my working day, I had to make sure I knocked off on time, jumped on the train, went to the next town to was it Radio Rentals or was it Retrovision? One of those two. One of the few stockists, and pick up an Atari Jaguar. And I was so happy. And this would have been the exact same pack that I picked up. The Jaguar with Cybermorph, UK pack. Even though I'm on Australia, this is a UK plug on this system. This is exactly the same pack as I would have picked up. Okay, so full disclosure, this is the second time I've unboxed it. First time it was too out of focus, so this is how picky I am. Let's get this done. I don't redo footage very often, but this is one of those occasions it needed to be done. Box, couple of tears in it, but that's absolutely fine. Other than that, this is fantastic condition. As said, Cybermorph pack is the pack that I had back in the day, which is why I jumped on this. When Beyond Retro put it up on their Facebook page. Just having a look down the back here on the box. Let's just make sure there's no glare on that for you. About there. Promises of things to come. The Jaguar CD. Never got hold of one of them myself. Not interested in American football myself. Alien vs Predator, I bought that at the same time as I bought my original. That's the only other game I bought on that day. Absolutely loved it. Arena football, never even heard of that. Battle Wheels, that looks cool. That looks like my kind of thing. Never heard of it. Club Drive, I've heard bad things about. I think. Tempest 2000, along with Wolf 3D, I would have played in the shop that I bought my Jaguar from. Those are the games that we would go in after college and have a bash on before the day that I actually bought mine. And Checkered Flag is a game that I always wanted, and I had an opportunity to buy. More about that later. Either Checkered Flag or Doom, and I opted for Doom. So, yeah. Kasumi Ninja? That looks like a beat 'em up. I've never played that. I'll have to look it up and see if that's worth getting. Shame Iron Soldier's not in here, which is another good game. Right. But the only games I ever had were Cybermorph that came with the pack, Alien vs Predator, and Doom. They're the only ones I got my hands on. So opening the box then. Move that up there for now. And try not to get in the way of the lens there with my elbow. The box, mainly because of people opening it like that, is a little bit ripped, but that's normal on these. It's very common if you pick up a used one of these for the interior cardboard to be quite knackered, and this one's certainly no exception. But let's have a look at what's neatly repacked in the box by myself. We've got the RF cable. We've got the UK power supply, which is not a problem in my house because I have that many adapters to go UK to Australian. And we have the D-pad. Now, I absolutely love the D-pad. Coming from the Amiga, people say Amiga games were one-button joystick games. They so weren't. So many of them, because the Amiga was a computer. It had a keyboard, just like a PC has a keyboard. You don't say that about PC games. And so many games used the keyboard as an extension to the joystick. So I was actually very pleased. In my view, this was better than things like the SNES controller, which had 6 fire buttons on a D-pad. Here you've got 11 buttons, just here alone, 12, 13, 14 buttons plus your D-pad. And that's not even including pause and option, same as I haven't when calculating the SNES buttons. So I absolutely love this. For me, this was the promise of games that were more in-depth than you could get on most of the other consoles, because that opens up a variety of possibilities there. Then we have in its bag, it's the original bag, bit of wear on there on this one, but we have Cybermorph, and we have the all-important, which all, if not most games came with an overlay. And in fact, Alien vs Predator came with 3, depending on you if you're playing as the alien, the predator, or the marine. And that is a quick way of seeing what your buttons are going to be doing. So there we go. Fantastic to have that in excellent condition, along with the game. And now, no, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's see what else we've got in here. So we've got, again, in its original bag, we've got the Cybermorph manual, in case, you need to learn how to fly. Because where did you learn how to fly? And it talks about the overlay here. So there we go. Put that back in there, because I'm anal about that kind of stuff. I am now anyway, so that goes back in there. We've got the Jaguar manual itself, the user guide. Not a very complex one at this stage of the game. How to plug things in and where. Yeah, there we go. And your general warranty cards and subscriptions and all of that kind of thing. All complete. No markings on them. Nothing on the back of that. So I might put those in there. And I might put... oh, they don't fit. Yes, they do. I might put those in there. Beautiful. And what also came in here was, so Paul threw this in. So when I bought this from Beyond Retro, Paul was very honest and said, I can get a clear picture, but I can't get sound. And that's because even though UK and Australia are both PAL, when you're dealing with RF signals, the frequencies within the channel allocations don't actually line up between the two countries. So it's quite common when you get a console system, you can tune it in, but you'll get a good image and no sound or static, or you'll get sound and no image. You can't get both. So that's why I like the screens that I have in my house, because I can tell them, a couple of them, I can factory reset it as a UK TV, and then it uses the UK channel allocations, and that's the fix for that. So the reason why I mention that now is because this cable, which was completely sealed on first unboxing on video, so you haven't seen that because I've now opened it, but this is an S-video cable. So yeah, we'll see if we end up RF or S-video. He says, as if he's not done this before, I actually know which way this video is going to go. Because, like I said, second time I've had to film this bit of footage. But now the most important thing. Here we go. Look at that. And let me just double check my camera to make sure that's in shot. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm holding it back here because that's where the focus was. And I think if I bring that to the front, it probably won't refocus. That's not too bad. There we go. Lovely, lovely looking device. Such a shame this console didn't really take off. Because it really is gorgeous. And packs a punch. It actually does pack a punch. That punch never really got utilised, but there we go. Right, so let's have a play. Okay, so that extra cable is S-Video, and I have a S-Video to SCOT adapter somewhere. I can see it on my mind's eye on a shelf. It's been staring at me for months. Do you think I could put my hands on it today? I've no idea where it's gone. So we're RF. I've told this TV it's living in the UK, so that means we can get the channel sync just right. I've been through the tuning, as you would have seen. Let's turn it on and listen to the music. For an RF signal, that is actually not bad. But that's not a circle, so let's sort this out. Because you know me, these things need to be correct. And notice how when I select original, it goes to 4:3, because that's the correct aspect ratio, for goodness sake. Anyway, I didn't even select manually 4:3, I selected original. That's what it... Why do people not understand? Right, okay, let's play. We got the original overlay. It feels like it's never been used. This whole thing feels brand new. This is amazing. This is great. I'm just going to turn that down a little bit because that's vibrating through the speakers a little bit because I'm at max. Good luck. What are the controls? Who knows? That's accelerate. That's brake. Yep, okay. Oh, I had a quick go when I first got this thing just to make sure it worked, and that's all I've done. The ship, when you go full on fast, it looks like Buck Rogers' ship. Shoot the crap out of that. Yeah, boy. Where's that gone? Oh. And now we can select different weapons, I think. Here. See now... Shut up! Avoid the ground. What does that do? What does that do? Nothing. What does that do? Pause works. Oh. Option. Might not do anything in this game. Oh, I fired a bomb! I fired a bomb. So I have managed to change weapons. You know, as games go, it's pretty average. But, you know, whilst on one hand it's average, it's a nice free-roaming game. It's not as complex as the flight sims we were used to, but it's more of the arcadey style, which is what this console is about. It's not about hardcore flight sims. It's about, you know, Atari's always been about arcade level fun, rather than having to read a 90-page manual. Right, where's the rest of these pods? You have to follow the radar at the top. And the frame rate is good. I mean, obviously there's a big deal of fogging. Portal now open, yeah boy. Ooh. And there we go. Level 1 done. Nice background graphics. Nice game. Nice I'm so pleased to have one of this again. I loved this back in the day. Now look, the only games I ever had for it were Cybermorph, Doom and Alien vs Predator, and that kept me happy. I loved this console. I absolutely loved it. I had my 386DX at the same time, and then I bought a 486SX alongside my 386DX. And it was around that time that I went, all right, I can't really justify keeping the Jaguar as well, so I unsold it. You know, and I'm pretty sure I had complete in box. I know I had all the overlays for all the things. And I remember the buyer coming into my bedroom at my house and going, this is fantastic. You got the overlays, you got everything. Sold it on. So the game that I always wanted, and I said I'd do it another day, but do you know what? It's Christmas. And I've forgotten where I put it. But let's have a look at Checkered Flag. And there's a very special reason I want to look at this. Because when I bought this Jaguar, there was a couple of games I could have bought. They had Iron Soldier, in box complete, but I was trying to minimise damage with the wife. But Paul showed me Checkered Flag along with this bundle, and he said, Chris, I don't think this has ever been played because the bag inside is sealed. And Checkered Flag, I was into Sega's Virtual Racer in the arcades at the time, and I absolutely loved this game. And when I saw Checkered Flag advertised for the Jaguar, in my mind it was Virtual Racer for the home, and that had me excited. So all these years later, I finally got myself a copy of Checkered Flag. I had an opportunity to buy it. My mum gave me some Christmas money one year, way back when, and I had the option between Checkered Flag and Doom, and I of course picked up Doom. But always I'd thought to myself, oh, should I have picked up Checkered Flag? Because I had ways of playing Doom on the PC, even though the frame rate was choppy. I've now got Checkered Flag. Let's have a look at the quality of this. So the box is not sealed, obviously. But when we get inside, look at this. So we've got the warranty manual again as well. This box, you can see, looks like it's in brand new condition. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, we've got the warranty card. That's great. We've got the manual. Looks like it's never been touched with bare hands. Absolutely stunning. No curling, nothing. And then we have the internal cardboard retaining its shape. I'm not into new old stock or anything like that. But then look at what we've got. I've got a brand new copy of Checkered Flag. Look at this. This bag has got the original tape on it. Well, what appears to be the original tape. That's the original Atari. No wearing on that whatsoever. I believe we're the first people, and I'm sharing this with you guys. It's my birthday. It's Christmas. How do I get that open without ripping the bag? I'm going to come back because I want to cut that with some scissors or something. I actually had some scissors right here on the desk. So let's slice that in there, and let's just... I just want to get the tape. There we go. Rather than ripping the bag, that's what we'll do there. Very LGR. Learned many a trick off that guy. And now that's stuck that together. Fantastic. There we go. We've got Checkered Flag. Now, do you know what we haven't got? Which is interesting. If this is complete in box, new old stock, never been played, you know what I'm going to ask? Where's the overlay? We don't actually have an overlay. So that's interesting. So, answer me in the comments. Did Checkered Flag have an overlay? I assume it did. There isn't one in this. Quick confession. I actually had to wiggle that cartridge in and out a few times to get this to work. It kept going to a red screen. I think it's just because the connections have never been used, you know. Tried the old blowjob technique, still the same thing. So I wiggled them in and out, and turned it off, on again, and it's been fine. So, Checkered Flag. Let's have a look. Never played this before. Should I have bought this back in the day? Colour, red and... It's my colours. What weather options we got? We've got sun, rain. Wonder what that's like. Fog. I want to see what rain's like on this. Better change tyres to wet. Right, that'll do. Black lines. That's what rain is like. What's accelerate? That's brake. That's accelerate. Okay. Alright. That was an interesting flip. Oh, okay. I like that. I like the fact that the rain dried up when I was in the tunnel. So the camera kind of flips around with the track. Oh. I don't mind this. Okay, there's a different camera angle. It's a very fat car, isn't it? Oh, hello. Here we go. Okay. Okay, here we are. I'm so bad. Okay. So what does this button do? I'm just seeing what all the views are. Oh, so that turned off music, turned on and off, so that's working on this game. How do I get back in the cockpit? Here we go. I like it. Where did you learn to drive? It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I would have been happy with this back in the day as a at-home virtual racer equivalent. I'd have been into this. I've not seen a single other car because I'm rubbish. I've done some digging online with regards to the missing overlay, and I can't actually find a single image online of what the overlay for this game would look like. So I also asked Reese on the RMC Discord, who Reese from CTRL-ALT-REES, check out his channel, link in the description. He loves his Atari stuff, bit of an Atari guru, and he has checked his copy of Checkered Flag, and his also does not have the overlay. So we're wondering if perhaps Checkered Flag never had an overlay, in which case this is indeed complete. Every image I've seen online of this game includes the manual, includes the box, includes the cartridge, does not have an overlay. And in fact, when you check the manual, there's no mention or image of the overlay. And in fact, when it gets to the control section, which is where we saw overlay information on Cybermorph, it just has an empty keypad and it just tells you what the different buttons do in the manuals. So I really don't think this game came with an overlay. So actually, after some careful research and some looking around online, I can't see any evidence that Checkered Flag should have an overlay. So this is in fact complete, and as far as I'm aware was completely unused until we've just opened this up. Now what I forgot to tell you was the fact that yeah, my eldest sister was looking for a present that you know, around that time, or maybe it was the year after. It was on the run up to all these consoles coming out for my nephew. And she asked me about this between the Atari Jaguar and the Sony PlayStation. And I said, well, Atari are the genesis of gaming, you know, really, and home consoles. It's going to be the Atari that's going to succeed. Sony don't know anything about gaming. They just make hi-fis and televisions. Look how that played out. So I ended up with the Jaguar, my nephew ended up with the PlayStation 1, and the rest is history. That said, I think I was ahead of the times, because this is now the better investment. You can easily get hold of a PlayStation 1. You try getting your hands on one of these right now. Thanks for watching.